Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Lisa Dublin, and welcome to day 3 of our series where we are speaking about finding your why. It's a fascinating conversation, one that I hope you join. I hope you also join me for the workshop on Sunday, October 20th. That's Sunday coming. It's a free workshop, and we're really going to delve into what is your why? Why does it even matter? You guys, this is so fascinating. So, today, what we want to do, by the way, welcome whoever you are listening to me, wherever you are on Facebook. Welcome to Watch Radio. If you don't know, now you know. I'm not just on my networks, my platforms. I'm also linked up with Watch Radio out of New York. And so, welcome to that family. And we're hoping to make it something that we just do on a morning, come here for inspiration. I want to shout out a couple of people before we begin. Welcome to the Think family here in Edmonton as well. Once a month, the Black community, the Black entrepreneurial community in Edmonton, they do get together. And tonight is the night, you guys. Tonight is going to be at Allegro in what's it? Let me just find that information. Allegro, Little Italy, and come sample Italian and Ethiopian cuisine and network with other people. And you know what? All of these networking events are just to say, come be human. Oh my gosh. Come be human. Okay. So if you are listening, hey Sani, good morning. I hope you can hear me. And I'm putting up all of the comments from everybody right now. So thanks for being here, you guys. This is such a fascinating topic. So let's go out. If you are in Edmonton tonight, there this evening, go to the Think Meetup. And it's just fascinating work that's happening. See all of these Black people together. And you know what? It's like, oh my gosh, there's so many of us. There, I said it. I said it. Because yeah, I mean, it wasn't like that even a couple years ago, but now it is. The community is growing and thriving, so that's a great thing. Also happening before Woman Nation is happening. I'm part of this group now called Woman Nation of women entrepreneurs here in Edmonton. And the Sherwood Park chapter is holding its event today at 11:30 a.m. That's one of the benefits of being an entrepreneur and being able to dictate your own hours, that you get to go to these things and it's not anything about, oh my gosh, I have to like satisfy somebody's hours, I have to be at work. No, you're on your own clock, you're making your own money, so you can set your own time. Hey Kathy, good morning to you, welcome, hope to see you on Sunday. And so these things are happening in the local community, and as we go along, we're going to just build out our community and tell people more of what's going on. I think also, you know who I want to shout out, because on a Saturday morning, um, on 5:30 a.m., Greg Davis is also on, and that's just always hilarious. Very good conversation. It's local, it's Edmonton, so that's something else to watch out for. So shout out to the community here in Edmonton. Shout out to St. Lucia, my homeland. Shout out to everybody listening from wherever you are, all the people in the diaspora, friends old and new. Welcome to Basement Chronicles Live. And today, the topic is finding your why. And, you know, the question is, why does it even matter? Does it even matter when you have, if you have a why or if you don't? Does it even matter if you just go through life just doing the necessary, doing the normal? That's where most people are. But the fact that you're listening to stuff like this perhaps means that it's piquing your interest. It also means perhaps that there might be more that you want to accomplish. And like most people, we are on the quest to do more for ourselves. Hey, Instagram, good morning to you. Hope everybody's doing well. And so, where I wanted to go this morning is to talk about, who does this apply to? Why should you care? If you are the following, all right, I hope you fit into some of the categories that I'm going to call out now. If you are either an entrepreneur or you're wanting to be one, if you are looking to pivot into a new profession, you don't like where you are, Of course, you know you have to continue working, but you would prefer, like I felt a couple years ago, to be making an impact and make an income as opposed to just doing a job that you absolutely hate or not a good fit for. Yesterday, I spoke about being a size 11 shoe and foot, and you know how painful it is if you ever find yourself in that position and you're having to wear shoes that are tighter, that are smaller. It's very painful. It's not a good fit. And the thing too is, because it's not a good fit, can you imagine this shoe analogy? Because your shoes are tight or the job doesn't fit and it takes up so many hours of your day and your time, you are in constant stress mode. You are constantly in a part of life that is unpleasant, and it takes up a lot of your time, your energy, your mental health. So what better is it to, hey Elsa, how are you? It's better to be in a position, a job, a career, doing what you love, what you are fitted for. And that is why I'm doing this workshop on Sunday. By the way, let me put the link in the chat. Instagram, you'd have to go to my website to sign up. Let me just put it here. And you can go sign up. I'm going to cut it off on Saturday because there's some stuff I need to send out to people before. I really want to take very good care of those who attend the workshop. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, not a webinar. So we're going to be interactive. You don't have to have your cameras on. I really don't care. Like, for those kinds of things, you have to give people, just those opportunities to be comfortable and to learn in their own way. So you don't have to put the cameras on, but you sure would need to be talking back to me, because I really want to help people and coach you through to find what your big why is. Some people know what it is and they never do anything about it. And although that is for another conversation, I do believe it warrants being said here, because it's going to be to your benefit and to those around you if you are in a position that you absolutely love and you're doing your stuff. So, as I was saying, I'm speaking to entrepreneurs, those who are looking for a new profession. Also, maybe you're wanting to start a side job, I like to say hustle, a side business. And you're like, what should I start? Where do I begin? I'm going to say to you today, begin with your why. Start with why. I'm also going to give you some resources that you can begin to read and listen to that could help you even if you don't attend the workshop on Sunday. So here's another category I thought of. I thought of a lot of my friends who are approaching 50. I'm going to be 49 in a couple weeks. So you're approaching 50 and you're like, okay, I've done all these things. Some people have done better than others in terms of having purpose, right? Some people have just been going with the flow, doing all the things, raising families or building a career in something that they're not even sure that they want at this point. So I also want to invite those kinds of people, late 40s, right? People who are going to 50s and are wanting to do something new. I want to also suggest that you start with your why. Because when you do that, when that foundation, when you take something from the belly up, then you can put other things on top of it and those will last. You build a structure that lasts. When you know your why, it won't be like you build a skyscraper and because the foundation is not very sure, it just simply collapses. So these are the categories. I think also too, it's also a good idea for us to start our youth off on the right footing. What are you meant for? Is the traditional way of doing school or going after that job, is that for you, or should you be the creative? Should I be pushing you in that way? So even as you come to the workshop on Sunday and as we speak today, begin to also think of the youth, of the children in your life, and figure out, okay, what are they good for? What are they meant for? Where can I push them that might not be the typical way for people to go? So you guys, Let's also go into, let me see if I can actually share my screen now, because I want to show you something. One of the books that informs, that I read very early and informed a lot of my trajectory, my path, okay, was, it's actually two books by Simon Sinek. You guys probably know about him. He wrote Start with Why, and he also wrote Find Your Why. So you see where the title for my workshop came from. I'm going to take my own twist on it because I mean, I've been through it, right? So he, in his book, he really goes into why it is important, and he gives some links between his whole concept of finding your why, and also showing that in our biological makeup, stay with me, it's going to get really good, stay with me, but we need to kind of ground it in something, okay? He shows in his work that there is also biological evidence for the fact that when you start with why, there's a corresponding thing that takes place in your brain. I'm going to share my screen for those of you who can see. Instagram, I'm not sure if you can, but we will try. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Let me see if I can. No, it says I have no slides. No, I mightn't be able to. Oh, it's not letting me. Okay, no problem. I'll figure this part of it out for next time. But he has three circles, okay? Big, small, then medium, and then big, right? Concentric circles. And the why is the deepest part. It's the inner part, followed by the how on the set in the middle circle, and on the outer circle, there's the what. I'm doing a terrible job of describing this honestly. And what he says is that when you start with why, followed by how, followed by what, it actually follows what happens in your brain. He says the why, when you think of that visceral, that almost intrinsic and instinctive thing that I want to do, and we're going to talk about that for you and for me. This corresponds to the limbic brain. And he says in the limbic brain, there are no words. It's that part of you that we call the gut feeling. And so, for many, a lot of the exercises, you can find your why by looking in your environment, but you also find your why, the thing that you want and why you want to do it. It literally comes from within you. And what he says is that the why of your life, of a business, of your mission as an entrepreneur, of your career, when it comes from that deep inside of you, and the how that you express it in, these also correspond to the limbic brain. The outer part of it, of the brain, the neocortex, is where we find a lot of structure. We find language there. We find the ability to put strategy. It's more tangible than the limbic brain. And so he says, when you are able to express your why through business, like I always say, my why is to want people to win, and I feel it viscerally. But when it comes to the what, there's structure in terms of do it with speaking, do it with coaching, do it with writing. And so there's an entire structure that corresponds with what he's talking about, and you can see evidence of it in how the brain is also it's how the brain is structured. Now I know that's not very high level. No, we bright. You can see more of it in his TED talk. I would advise you to go Google Simon Sinek, find your why, or start with why. And that TED talk has been viewed millions of times because it just talks truth. Let's face it, it really does. It's one of those talks that has gone viral, and it still obtains, even if, yeah, it still obtains today. So we want to do a little bit of going into that intrinsic part of you in the workshop. I hope you signed up. Hey, Nisa, good morning to you. Let me pull you up there, girl. Good morning to you. We want to do a little bit of that. And so I also have a couple examples of people who have a big why and what they did with it. Are you ready? And I want you to talk back to me. Like, who do you know? Give me some more examples of people who started. When you hear some of the examples that I give, it will jog your memory, get your, fire up your creativity, and also point to other people in our communities who are doing things. So, for example, this woman, I went straight to look for her because I remembered that story. You guys, women, Spanx. Are there Spanx for men? I'm not even sure. Are there? I'm not sure. I don't think so, right? Anyway, I doubt there is Spanx for men. But Sarah Blakely, who by this point is a billionaire, this was her why, her reason for starting this phenomenal product called Spanx. All women know Spanx, especially if you're of a certain age. Okay. So she wanted to eliminate the visible panty lines that showed through her cream colored trousers. And so she was going around, I think, doing sales in Florida, and dressing out professionally and so on, and not wanting to see the panty lines under her trousers. So she's like, what can I create for me to kind of eliminate those lines? Wear something under those trousers that would be smooth, that would not show the lines. Out of that why of solving that problem that she felt so deeply comes an entire product and service that has blessed so many women and made us look very good. See that? What other ones do you know? Hey, Donna Lisa, how are you doing? Hi, Clarita. Hi, Dion. I'm saying hi to my Instagram community as well. Thank you for being here. So, you guys tell me, what about Rihanna with Fenty Beauty? Now, I don't know her personally, obviously not. I don't, but I can just imagine Rihanna saying, "You see this limited kind of options we have? Not nonsense. Let's open it up." Hey, Peter, good morning to you. I can just see somebody like Rihanna saying, "This is nonsense. This is Papi Show. No, 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 no. Let's open up the field." Why is it that everybody cannot have a shade of makeup that matches them completely? Why? And so, out of that why, we have Fenty Beauty, which is one of the most diverse and well known and popular brands of beauty because it caters to so many people, right? Hi, good morning, LinkedIn. I have to see who's saying hi on LinkedIn. I can't see the names there, but welcome. Thank you for being here. So, what other brands or even Apple as well wanted to turn things on its head? Your Apple phone is hardly a phone because it's so many other things. The creativity is so high that the why definitely is it is different. So is that Kev who says that she's hooked on Basement Chronicles? Oh my goodness. Thank you for that. Yes, we're gonna make it a regular thing. I'm just looking to see like who's talking to me on LinkedIn. That's Kem. Hey Kem. Thank you for being here. So you guys, who else do you know who has a strong why? Like in doing the exercise my own self and leading other people through it, I'm very grateful for my why, and I've really dialed into exactly how is this working out? What do you mean that you want people to win? And the way it works for me is, okay, I coach, I speak, I write because I want you to win. Because why should you not win? Like, why should life tell you that you can't win? When you win, and this is what I've realized over the last while, your why, if it's big enough, you can take it further. I want you to win. You know why? When I Let me give you an example. Let me tell you why I love coaching and why I love coaching myself and why I coach people and teach them the tools that are going to help them. A lot of the trouble that we have is because we have uncoached minds. A lot of the stuff that we go through is all in our head. A lot of the confidence that we don't have, it's not because we can't do the thing. It's because we're not confident enough to do it. Because people who are doing less than us, doing it way worse than we are, have more confidence to do it. So one of the things I always teach my clients is confidence. Because if you want to be able to step out and you can, you will begin to see your way. Confidence works like a muscle. Many people, they have never worked that muscle. So they never know what they're capable of. When you learn and you coach to be able to say, yes, I might not be perfect, but who I am is good enough, and you step out, when that confidence is ramped up and you can see the results of it, you get better, your life gets better. The people around you are blessed because now you are flourishing and blossoming and doing new things, and life opens up for you. So it makes sense. The why goes back to the winning, the visceral. Why should you lose? You should not be losing. Let's find a way for you to win. And then you take it further into what and how. So I'm going back to coaching because I have this example on my own self. We all win. Exactly, Nisa. Proper guidance and support, systems in place, deep accountability, pointing you to resources. That is what it's all about. When you have a coached mind, and at this point, I'm coach, but I'm also coachy, also getting coached. So I'm learning the tools and I'm learning to use them on myself and teaching my clients to do the same. Recently, I found that in examining myself, I had an issue in my head with somebody. Listen to me. I I just found something was coming up. And so I just did my whole process of what am I thinking? What are the feelings behind it? Why am I getting this result? And that process of sitting with myself and doing the self-coaching, it helped me to clear my mind of the thoughts and deal with what I was thinking. See where what I was thinking and deal with it. It wasn't even a matter of a thought error. No, it was just simply a matter of, hey, the reason that you feel this way about this person is because you are thinking that. Let us solve at the level of the thought and get a different feeling that will get us a different result. By the next time I had a conversation with this person, I was okay. I was able to save a relationship. So, how many of us just fly off the handle and go into all sorts of, I don't even know, because your mind, you have not learned to control your mind. It's an uncoached mind. And that's the one thing I'm like, this is how we win at a very emotional level, at a personal level, for us to then go out into the world and just be solid and just be okay and just be able to deal with whatever comes because you've got the proper tools. And I'm like, this is why and how I want people to win. What about you though? Like, what is your skill set and how are you applying it to what you want to do in the world? What is it? If you belong in any of the categories that I spoke about, oh my gosh, maybe you're about this age like me, late 40s, early 50s, 60s even. Or maybe you're younger and you're building a career, but you want something else that satisfies. And Simon Sinek was pointing to the difference between being happy and being fulfilled. And he says, when you have a deep why, a deep thing that you want to do, and you see it being realized, there is a sense of not just happiness, right? There's a sense of fulfillment that, yes, I can do this. Yes, this is good. Yes, this hits a part of me that was thirsty, and this satisfies it. It's possible. We don't have to live lives like we are in some kind of Orwellian future, like Animal Farm. No, you can live a life where it is meaningful, where it's tasty. And I hope we get there. I hope you attend the workshop on Sunday. I think if you're just joining me on Instagram, check me out on LinkedIn. If you are at Lisa M. Dublin everywhere, please follow me. And then you can get the link to sign up because I'm going to cut it off on Saturday because I have to send stuff out for all of the participants to kind of get done and get ready for. So I'm going to cut it off on Saturday. So make sure to sign up today, tomorrow, for the Find Your Why workshop, which is happening. You guys, I think I have it. Maybe I should put it up on the screen. Let me do that so we can see it. This is the workshop, Find Your Why, match your gifts and skills with what drives you. Okay. So I'm hoping you can get into that workshop. Please attend. I'm not really a fan of sending out replays? Because I never watch. Do you guys watch replays? Let me hear y'all. Should I send out the replay or not? What do you think? Do you ever watch the replays? Like I never do. I'm not sure if anybody does, but I don't know that I'm a fan of sending it out. But let's see what happens, right? Let's see if I can send it out or what. Okay. So everybody, this is why you should know your why, because you live a more fulfilled life. Yes, Elsa said she signed up. Yes, Elsa, I saw your sign up. That's great. Happy to connect with you again on Sunday. And Kathy says you do. Yeah, you do. Okay, Kathy says she does. Okay, so I'll probably send out the replay. But like, when you are in the workshop, you get attention. You get one-on-one attention as much as possible, as opposed to just learning off of somebody else's coaching, which is also important. But in a workshop like that, where you have an expert who's like, okay, from what you're saying or from what you have told us about yourself, this looks like why you would be doing this, or what you could possibly do with your why. So you want to get that extra attention on you, and even hear not just from me, but to hear from what other people are saying, because their ideas too can also help in such a setting. So you want to be there and help. Okay. All right, you guys, it is 26 minutes past. Oh my gosh, time has flown as we speak about your why. The last thing that I want to say, I put down a couple words to describe your why. I There are a couple reasons. You're going to look at what moves you, what drives you. I have the whole presentation ready. We'll go through it, right? You also want to look at yourself from within and see what just rises to the surface. What is visceral? What is instructive? What is intuitive? What is in your gut feeling as a way that you want to help the world, or something that moves you very, very deeply? That that is part of that limbic part of the brain that Simon Sinek is speaking about. And many times that's where you find your why, by taking the time to just explore yourself and to see what's rising to the surface. And that's what I'm really hoping to do. Most times when we do this exercise, I'm one on one. I've done it in small groups as well. Most times people end up with some sense of, you know what? um yes, this is what is happening. This is who I am. So we're hoping that we get to that on Sunday. So make sure you come. Okay, make sure you show up. So some of the words to describe that why: visceral. Now that's what I want. It's almost like a thing that it drives you. Your why drives you. Your why, that drive, it will come from the experiences that you've had, the struggles that you've gone through. Kathy says, what about if what's rising to the surface is our why? What about if what's rising to the surface is our why, confirming our why? Kathy, you mean like, if that's what it is? Let me understand you correctly, my friend. Help me out here, because that's exactly it. And so that's where the guidance comes in and discussion comes in. Sometimes what rises to the surface, it could also be what you need to deal with, and it mightn't be the why. And so these would be guided questions that would be able to help you to sift through everything that's rising to the surface, looking for that thread that is something that you can take and run through with your life, with your career, with your business. That's what we're looking for, if that makes sense. Because many things will rise to the surface. We'll have lots of things that make us angry, right? Lots of things that make you angry because some things might need to be healed, as opposed to a thing that you've solved and that you can help other people with. So why I like a workshop as this is because, yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, I got you too. So why I like a workshop like this is because it is guided. The questions, yes, everything was going to come up, but the reason that we're in the workshop is because we're working on one thing. And so the answers will be pointed to discovering the answer that you have within yourself for that one thing. I, I'm really looking forward to it. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for being here with me. We are right at time. Watch Radio. Thank you for being here. Next week, we begin another series. Once the why is over, I want to start another series. I'll tell you more about it. But I'll be on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Pete, it's just opening up a whole lot. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the days. But suffice it to say, lots of great things are happening in the background that I'll tell you more about. So have a great day. Make sure you set your alarm. Do not be one of those people that just sleeps through the workshop and then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Make it a priority because it's going to be good and it's something that you need. And I will see you on Sunday at 3 p.m. MST. It's 5 p.m. EST and also 5 p.m. in the Caribbean at this point. It's still 2 hours ahead. So see you and have a great day, everybody. Bye. Take care.